Hi, I'm Joe Swedish, CEO of WellPoint. We proudly support the March of Dimes and all they do to reduce the rate of premature birth in the United States. Though premature births have recently declined, still 500,000 babies are born too soon each year. We're helping the March of Dimes fund cutting-edge research and community programs that help moms and their babies live healthier lives. Please visit marchofdimes.com and join us in working together for stronger, healthier babies.
And we're back, but not for long. This Saturday only at Old Navy, the whole store is 40% off. 40% off coats, 40% off jeans, 40% off everything in store. This Saturday only at Old Navy. Plus, what's behind curtain number 1? Half-zip pullovers. This Saturday only, they're just $7 for adults, $5 for kids. Only at Old Navy. Offer valid on select styles.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now, it's Car Concerns with the award-winning new car dealer, Harry Douglas. And now, your car star, here's Harry. Okay, back from Thanksgiving. How'd that work out for you? Did you go to see the family? Did you drive the car to the family? I just tweeted, what if you got stuck in the automobile while you were on your Thanksgiving trip, in bad weather? There was a bunch of it out there. I'm going to have to get the water down the tube. But anyhow, hey, this morning, we're going to... I went to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau up in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago. I went to the Auto Finance Forum, and, I've told you what I thought about that on this show. But, hey, this morning, I have a participant up there, Consumer Justice, and it's Radi Dennis. Hey, Radi, thanks for being on the program with me this morning. What did you think of that Consumer Financial Protection Bureau get-together there?
Thank you so much, Harry, for having me. It's Consumer Justice ESQ is the name of my firm. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought I thought it was a little dealer heavy and not enough people speaking on behalf of consumers. But I thought to get the dialogue going and as long as we were heard, I thought it went relatively as well as it could be under the circumstances.
Well, I got to say I was completely disappointed with it, and the fact that all those dealers were up there running around. I mean, too much influence from the dealer side of it there. Where were the consumers?
Well, there were a few of us consumer advocates in the room, as you know. That's how we met. There were also, a few other people who actually do the same type of work. I'm an attorney, and I do the same. They advocate on behalf of consumers.
Right.
And so there were a few more people in there who I thought made some pretty strong statements with respect to the problem that we're having in this with respect to the auto lending situation and the whole dealer markup thing. So I think that they heard us, and ultimately the CFPB's goal is to, protect. That's their mission, is to protect consumers. So I think we were heard, and now obviously there are other channels that we actually reach out to them as well.
I tell you what, though, but since even the day that I was up there, I'd read an article in Automotive News,
mm-hmm.
and from what I read in these articles, they're kind of putting the consumer on the back burner there, and they're trying to appease the dealers. And I know the NADA is a big factor in all this. I know how they throw their money around.
Absolutely.
I was a dealer for over 25 years. I was a member of the National Automobile Dealers Association. I know their power, and I think it's starting to show up here at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Well,
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is that and their power was clearly shown when they actually were able to exempt themselves from CFPB's jurisdiction by
back in 2010.
Right, exactly. They paid something like $10 million to actually make sure that they were not under CFPB. Instead, they are under the Federal Trade Commission.
Now wait a minute. Who did they pay that $10 million to?
Well, this is money that they pay to lobbyists, to lobby politicians on...
I just wanted to hear you say that.
Okay. On Capitol Hill. So there was, they had a lot of influence, and unfortunately, CFPB. But we're in the process. I mean, as advocates, we are in the process of trying to change that to make them subject to CFPB jurisdiction as well. But right now, the FTC is the one that actually, unless there's a very limited exception to where a dealer would be subject to CFPB jurisdiction. Otherwise, the Federal Trade Commission would actually be responsible for regulating them. So they made sure that happened within the, that $10 million went a long way for them with respect to the whole, the law creating CFPB in the first instance.
I guess it was 6 or 7 months ago, and I read about it, and where the financial bureau there, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau there, had found a way to regulate dealers through their lenders.
Absolutely.
And, I clap my hands on this show because since I've been doing this show, I was a new car dealer for over 25 years. I know what the heck goes on in that finance office, and it borderlines criminal action.
Exactly, Harry, exactly.
Oh, but trust me, that's why I was up there.
Exactly.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau invited me up there. They paid my way up there. Hey, I wrote something into them, and I guess it got their attention. But hey, something has to be done. I stopped being a dealer in 2001. I sold out, and I started doing this show in 2003. And I did this show to give back to the retail automotive consumer because I'd spent a big portion of my life taking from them, and I know what they have to go through to have the privilege to buy a new automobile, and it's horrible. It's a horrible experience. And the horrible experience of it all happens in that finance office, that business office.
Exactly.
So I'm up there with you trying to protect them.
And I hear you, and I think the fact that you've seen behind the Iron Curtain and you're able to report on this, on exactly what, just to give your listeners an idea of what goes on with respect to the whole process.
Right. When
you actually, what the dealers do is they do indirect lending to consumers. So what they do is they call up the bank. Well, a consumer comes in, they apply for a loan.
Yeah, and they
the
give all their
information
out. They give all their information out on
to the bank.
Credit a credit application, and that dealer spins it into all his. He looks at the credit app and says, "Okay, I believe they qualify for prime financing." So he'll take all his
although
banks,
they're creditworthy, their creditworthiness, they're capable for say a 4% interest rate.
Right.
The dealer will then mark it up to like a 14, 15, so that they get so that difference. Even though they can go into any credit union or a bank and get that 4% interest rate, the dealer would mark that interest rate up, as much as sometimes 10, 15%. So they're paying that much more for that loan that if they had just gone into a bank, their local bank or regional bank, and get a loan themselves, and then go to the dealer and have their money already there. They would not have to pay that enormous amount of extra sort of dealer markup to actually to purchase a car. And last year alone, dealers made something like $26 billion, I believe it was, and just in that
sounds
markup,
about right.
In that markup with respect to the markup between what the bank actually says the consumer could have the loan at, let's say 4%. That markup of so let's say the dealer then offers this consumer a 15% interest rate. That the difference between the 4 and the 15 is all profit.
Well,
with the dealer and maybe split it with the lender. It depends on what their arrangement is. When
they're sitting there in the finance office with the consumer, they hardly ever talk about interest rate. They talk payment.
Right.
And, if the consumer agrees to the payment, which is what the finance manager or the business manager gets paid off of, that's his commission,
right?
How much he can make off the financing. And that rate that they get from the bank or the lender is called a buy rate.
Exactly.
And from there they add on. And on this show, I tell people all the time, and I love people to be a member of a credit union. And and I say, look, go down the credit union. You don't have to go through all this crap that they're going to put you through at the dealership. They know what your credit score is when you walk in that door.
Right.
They know if you're credit worthy or not. sit down with the branch manager and tell them what you're going to do, how much you're going to borrow, and what you think your trade-in's worth, and what you think the trade difference is going to be, and how much you'll be financing. You know, I'm going to trade my car in. I think I'm going to need about $20,000. What's that going to cost me? And I don't want to go over 60 months. I really want to go 48 months. So give me a payment on both those.
Exactly. And that's fantastic advice. Always. There is no reason to go to the dealer and get financing from the dealer because you are paying an enormous amount. The amount in interest alone is outrageous.
Well, Radi, you know what happens at the dealership. You know, the customer might mention, says, "Hey, I'm going to go down to Y12 Credit Union and get my money in." But you know what the salesman says right after that? "Oh, we do their financing right here, sir, for your convenience."
Don't trust them.
It's not for your convenience.
No, it's not. It's for my profit.
That's right. It's for my pocketbook because I was a dealer, and I know what's made in that finance office. Hey, I might be giving you a great deal on that automobile. I might be selling it to you for $500 over my cost. But in the end, if I get you in the financing office, hey, guess what? I can make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on you on the back end.
Exactly.
Hey, we're coming up on a break here, Radi. Hey, the website that we're on, folks, if you want to go to, it's Consumer Justice ESQ, ConsumerJusticeESQ.com. Hey, go there. You can see what we're talking about. I'm talking to Radi here. She's Consumer Justice ESQ. Radi Dennis. Hey, I want to thank you for being on the show. Hey, I hope you'll do another segment with me here. Hey, we're going to go to this short, beautiful break. I'm Harry Douglas, and this is Car Concerns Radio. When your money's on the line, call the line that's on the money. That's Car Concerns, and I'll be right back after the break.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again, because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns. Hey, talking about you're going to be out there retail, automotive consumers are going to be out there shopping by the millions this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for a new automobile. It's the biggest shopping weekend in the car business, except maybe for Labor Day. I know Labor Day was always huge, and July 4th. But this is a huge automobile shopping weekend. And hey, I don't want you going out there to the dealership and making a lot of mistakes with a lot of zeros on the end of it. You know, when I was a new car dealer and I seen that happening, I'd stand on the showroom floor and I'd have a big smile on my face. Yeah, I gave you a great deal. Right, get on out in the road. Hey, anyhow, this morning on the program with me, I have Radi Dennis. Her Consumer Justice ESQ. Hey, you're always looking out for the consumer, right, Radi?
Absolutely, and any sort of debt issue involving automobile loans and finance, repossession disputes, lemon law, warranty claims, all of that, with respect to any of that. Fair abusive debt collection, all those things I advocate on behalf of the consumer. I did want to give one tip, since you said because it's such a huge shopping weekend for automobiles during this.
Oh, it is. It's huge.
One thing that I would like to say to the consumers out there who are considering, if you see an arbitration clause, this is an arbitration clause. It basically says that you don't have a right to go into court and settle your disputes. It means that you have to settle your disputes according to what the dealer tells you. That basically they control the entire arbitration process.
Right. Don't sign it.
If you see a contract with an arbitration clause in it, cross out the arbitration clause, or if they will not cross it out, walk away from the deal, because you want to be able to litigate your if you do an arbitration, the dealer actually chooses the arbitrators. They control the entire process. So if they've done something wrong, you're not going to your chances of getting being treated fairly,
right? Getting justice, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to go into a court of your peers. You want to be able to go into court and be able to litigate. That would also be a red flag for me. If I saw an arbitration clause in a finance agreement or any sort of contract of sale, I would think, well, you know what? They have that in there for a reason. They probably had consumer complaints. They probably had consumers have issues with how they're selling cars or whatever.
Radi, hello. Okay, but anyhow, what she's talking about there, folks, I know exactly what she's talking about. At my dealership, it was called, they come in fancy names. You're going to have to look for what she's talking about there. At my dealership, it was called, get this, it's disguised. It was called a bellman's agreement. And what you do is you sign that, it pertained to several different aspects of the deal, but the main aspect was what she was talking about there. You give up all your rights to sue that dealer. What you're agreeing to there, if you do have a disagreement or a concern, is that you'll go into this arbitration process, which is, like she said, totally controlled by the dealer and his attorneys or her attorneys. So you want to watch out for this. Hey, you don't want to be getting signed into any agreement. At my dealership, it was a Bellman's agreement. I don't know, dealers out there, and 90%, now I'd say 95% of the dealers will have that in the stack of papers that you'll be signing in the finance, or some dealers call it the finance office, and some dealers refer to it as a more lighter name, the business office. And then they're going to take you in there. You're going to meet the business manager. The business manager will be the slickest salesperson that dealership has, and he'll be trained in F&I, and he'll derive his income totally off of what he can make on you while you're in that business office. Hey, he'll not only try to up you on the interest rate, he'll take the bank's buy rate and he'll try to up it up 2 or 3%. He'll make 2 or 3% on the total amount that you finance on, and that can amount to thousands of dollars. Hey, Roddy, up there in that meeting, there was a journalist that stood up, and it just blew me away. I just wanted to stand up and object. He said that the average amount that Auto Nation, and they have over 300 dealerships, the average amount that Auto Nation made on the back end of a loan on finance reserve was $400. And if I'm the finance director at Auto Nation and I'm making $400 a copy finance reserve, hey, you know what? My job's in jeopardy.
Right.
So I believe that was a totally false. It should be like they probably average 4,000 a copy.
Exactly. Yeah, that blew me away as well with respect to it.
Well, yeah, I believe that that was totally controlled by the dealers up there, and that's what blew me away. I was standing out there before the forum got rolling, and I found myself standing next to Michael Jackson, who is the CEO of Auto Nation. Mm-hmm. And I was standing next to a crook. I mean, they're out and out thievery up there.
Right. I think the best thing that the consumer can do is to arm themselves with knowledge, and I think your show does a great job at that.
On my show, I tell them, I drill this into them, and I think it's starting to work. But I drill into them that before they even begin the car buying process, they want to know what their credit score is, and right. I tell them how to get that. Annualcreditreport.com. That's free.
You get free of charge, exactly.
And I send them there all the time. I said, don't go anywhere else. They're going to charge you. How can it be free if the first thing they ask you for is a credit union? I mean, for a credit card. So it's not going to be free. But get that credit report score, and hey, set you a budget. And don't go outside that budget, and don't let anybody trick you. And, hey, go down to the credit union. Let's get that, if you think you're going to need $15,000, $20,000 difference, let's go ahead and borrow that. And when you go to the dealership, let's have a certified check in our pocket. And when they invite you to go to the business office or the finance office, just say, no. I've got my check right here. That'll blow them away.
Absolutely. That way, there's no, you know exactly what interest rate that you are qualified for, because you're getting it directly from the credit union, rather than having this third party for no reason at all, charge you 8 or 9 points higher interest rate based on the fact that they made the telephone call.
Absolutely. It's just astronomical. And this is why the dealers were up there. Hey, they don't want their toy took away from them there. Mm-hmm. I guess if I was a dealer, I'd be on that side of the rim, because hey, if you take my financing away from me, sometimes some of these markups on new cars are just at a minimum.
Right.
Hey, Roddy, I can talk to you all day long. Hey, I'm going to invite you to be back on the show. Hey, I've been talking to Radi Dennis. She is the Consumer Justice ESQ. Go to her website, Consumer Justice ESQ, if you need to get a hold of her. any further, hey, just email me, Harry at carconcerns.com, and I'll forward you her information on. Hey, Radi, thanks for being with me on Car Concerns Radio. I want you back on real soon, okay?
All right, will do. Thanks, Harry.
Hey, here comes the break, folks. I'll be right back after the break. Oh.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problem since 2008, when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns. Hey, I want to thank Radi Dennis for being on the show this morning. Hey, I met her up at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's Auto Lending Forum. It was a joke. She thought it was a good dialogue, but she doesn't know. Nobody knows firsthand what goes on at the dealership like I do. And hey, when I got to that forum up there, I was really encouraged that this was happening. But when I got up there and I seen all the NADA had flooded the place with automobile dealers. I knew right then that it was going to be slanted. And when the director for the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Richard Corday, come on and he spoke, I could tell in his comments that their position protecting the retail automotive consumer. I made a comment on Detroit News, I think, but hey, no, maybe it was Automotive News. But hey, that was what Chris Dodd and Barney Frank envisioned when they formed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Protecting the consumer in all kinds of financial transactions, whether it be stocks at the bank or whatever. And yeah, the NADA, you heard her, the NADA spent millions of dollars into these lobbyists who flooded the money back to the congressmen, back to the senators. And I forget the senator's name from Kansas, who is now governor of Kansas. But he introduced an amendment to this Consumer Financial Protection Bureau law that exempted new car dealers. Why even have the daggone thing if you're not going to protect the retail automotive consumer? Yeah, it's not the biggest financial transaction that they'll do in their lives. It's probably their house that they will be involved in. But hey, they'll go to the dealership. I don't know. How many times do you trade cars in your life? I'd say about 20 to 30 times on an average. Daggone it, I had consumers, and I loved each and every one of them that would come in and finance trade 2 or 3 times a year. And they'd finance it every daggone time, and I'd make my money. That's how I got rich. That's how I retired at the age of 49. And since then, I've been right here turning on this microphone every single morning with the intention of saving your butt when you go to the dealership. I know what happens at the dealership. It's not good. I've been there. I've done that. Hey, it's very right on the edge of criminal actions concerning you and your pocketbook. And hey, guess what? The dealer and the dealerships, they've got a license to do that. So, they've got a license to steal, and they do. They steal it from you. Hey, look at those dealerships. Look how fancy they are. Just like I tell my kids, they want to go to Vegas. I said, let me tell you something. Go to Vegas. When you come in from the airport, look down on all those beautiful, beautiful hotels and casinos, and just remember that they did not build all that beauty, all that technology, and, the city center right there in Vegas. Oh, what a beautiful place. Hey, they didn't build that place because people came to Las Vegas and won huge amounts of money. People came there and dumped their savings in Las Vegas. That's how they built those buildings. Hey, it's stacked against the gambler. Yeah, they'll let some win every now and then, but hey, the majority is going to just, it's kind of like at the dealership. Some dealers do this. Some dealers actually do this. They'll have people come in and act like they're buying a new car, and they'll be like actors in that dealership, and you'll hear them over there. Boy, this is a great deal, honey. Let's go ahead and do this. Wonder when he's going to ask us to sign on up. And, you'll be sitting over in the other office, and you'll hear all this good stuff, and it'll make you want to, if they're getting a good deal, I'm probably getting a good deal too. Where do I sign? And, all of a sudden these people in the next office, they get up and they say, hallelujah, what a great deal. Thank you so much for giving us that much for our automobile. Hey, we would never got this deal anywhere else. Hey, that's how it is at the dealership, folks. I know. It's often when you walk into the showroom floor, it's like a three-ring circus in there. And it's intended to be that way. It's intended to get you excited. It's intended to confuse you. It's intended to take your mind off of what you're actually doing there, and that's probably signing your life away, and I don't want you to do it. If you're going to be out there this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, here's what I want you to do. I want you to carry this number with you. It's my toll-free number, and if you're watching on Ustream, I'm holding up my iPhone. It comes in right on this iPhone here, folks. It's 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS, 1-855-855-227-2662. Hey, you can pick that phone up even if you're at the dealership, and you can give old Harry a call. I'm going to be here all weekend, and I'm going to be manning the American Motorist Vote Campaign bunker down in the basement of the building here. And we're going to be talking to American motorists across the nation about their issues with everything from automobile financing to Obamacare. Because there's a lot of concern out there. And some of the stories I'm hearing, they're horrible. But anyhow, as far as automobile financing goes, here's what you got to do. Here's what you need to do. And, you're going to say, Harry, you sound like a broken record. Okay. You decide on the vehicle that you want. And you should have already done this part of it. You go to the dealership, and it's a shame that you have to go to the dealership to test drive the automobile if you feel the need to test drive it before you buy it, and a lot of people do. I understand that. I don't go buy a new jacket without trying it on. But if you feel a need to go down to the dealership and test drive it, go with that intent right there. Be resolved. Don't let them con you into getting into the business office and go ahead and doing the deal. No, go down there, drive the vehicle, get the stock number, get the MSRP off of the window, and let's come back and let's do some research on this vehicle. And let's come close to finding out. There's several websites out there that says they'll give you the invoice of the automobile, but actually they don't give you the actual invoice. Nobody has the actual invoice to that vehicle except that dealer. There was a website that came out about a year ago, TrueCar, which proclaimed that they gave actual invoices on any particular car on any particular dealership's lot, and it just wasn't true. And the dealers were raising hell about it, and NADA probably threw a lot of money at TrueCar, and TrueCar changed their model. They no longer give you that information. They work with the dealer. When you go into this website, and there's other websites out there like it, so you got to beware. They're working directly with the dealer to get you called into TrueCar, you want to know what the invoice is on a Camaro RS 6-cylinder automatic, and here's the stock number and the VIN number, and they look it up, and they can see the invoice there, and what they do is they give you a price close to the invoice. But before they give you that information, they get all your information. And what they do is they sell your information to a dealer near you. That's easy to do. If you call me from Colorado Springs, Colorado, I guarantee you within 5 minutes or 5 seconds, I'm going to know every Chevrolet dealer in Colorado Springs that I can send you to. And, that's how it works. So if you think you're on these websites and you think they're your friend and you think that they're going to help you get a better deal, well, they might give you a price close to the invoice, but it's not going to be the invoice price, folks, guaranteed. It's going to have a pack in it, and the pack is the profit. And so you got to be careful this. Hey, carry your iPhone with you. You're out there at the dealer. You're fixing to agree to a price. Hey, call old Harry right here, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS, 1-855-227-2662. Hey, I'm always looking out for you. I'll be right back after this short, beautiful break.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands. Like Fluke, Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power and Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problem since 2008, when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns. You know, I'm running for Congress here in the 2nd District of Tennessee, the seat that is held by Chuck Fleshman, who I helped get into office in 2010. And I got to tell you, he's been the most do-nothing congressman in Congress. He's went up there and sat on his ass just like the rest of them. You know, these last two Congresses are the biggest do-nothing Congress that's ever come down the pike in American history. They've done nothing for you. They're not sitting up there for you. They're sitting up there for them. They're collecting money from these PACs. You know, I got on Chuck. He was one of the recipients of the Payday Lenders PAC. What is the Payday Lenders PAC? The Payday Lenders PAC represents, just like the NADA, the National Automobile Dealers Association, represents all dealers that sign up and are a member of it. And they do a good job at keeping that game tilted in the dealer's favor. But this Payday Lenders PAC does the same thing for all those payday lenders that are right on the corner of on every corner probably in your city. I mean, it's a big industry. They feed off the poor, off the unfortunate. They feed off the Walmart worker, the mom out there, the single mom who gets that minimum wage at Walmart. Needs to feed 2 kids, needs to put gas in the tank, needs to buy medicine, needs to take the kids to the doctor. Hey, so she needs a bridge loan to make it to the end of the month. She goes down to the street corner. She takes her title to her car and she puts it up as collateral to get a loan at a payday lender's loan. And when you pay them back, you get your title back. What they don't tell you is they charge you 600% interest. They're worse than the mafia. Well, anyhow, Chuck accepted Bob Corker, Senator Bob Corker, accepted $39,550 from this payday lender to put in his re-election campaign. Now, you know, that's almost $40,000. And if he does that 50 times from these PACs, then he's got enough money to run on, that's for sure, to make sure that anybody running up against him doesn't have all that firepower. So anyhow, Chuck took right at $20,000. And I immediately, when I found out about this, I immediately called his office, which is about 3 blocks from where I'm at. I said, hey, I didn't work my butt off to put him in office to take money from a scumbag PAC like the Payday Lenders PAC. I mean, if he's really for his constituents, like he likes to get on radio and these town hall phone calls and say that he is, he wouldn't take money from those scumbags. He'd make sure that he was on that floor every day trying to put them out of business. I guess I get too worked up about it. But another thing I wanted to talk about before I get off the air here, and time gets away from me, there's two other things, and I was planning on doing this. I'm running for Congress in the 2nd District of Tennessee, and I'll tell you more about that after the first part of the year. But one of the things that I'm running on went back in 2008, when the financial debacle was happening, the financial crisis, and Barack Obama came on the scene as our new president. One of the first things that he did is he took on the auto industry. I don't know if you remember that back then, but, they were having these congressional meetings, my Senator Corker, and it was horrible. They were talking about all these CEOs that run around in their private airplanes of automobile manufacturers when, in fact, they do the same damn thing. They don't pay for it. These PACs pay for it. And so, it was a travesty. They brought these CEOs into the Senate floor there, and they grilled them about, they were losing money back then, and it looks like they were all going to need a bailout in order to keep functioning. And the reason for the bailout was to keep all the jobs that these manufacturers, not only at the manufacturers, but the suppliers to the manufacturers. Hundreds of thousands of jobs, and I agreed with it back then. Senator Carl Levin come on the TV on the every morning. He was on there saying it was a good investment, and like General Motors received over $80 billion from the U.S. Treasury, which is your taxpayer dollars, received $80 billion just so they could stay in business. Now, then they got some more bridge loans to build smaller cars because Barack Obama wanted everybody in a small car. Not what he would drive, but what he wanted the small people to have. Gas, oh, by the way, gas is as cheap as it's ever been in the last 2 or 3 years, folks. But I'm not professing that you go out and buy an SUV, but hey, this is America. You drive what you want to drive. Small cars are dangerous, in my opinion. Wouldn't own one myself. But anyhow, so he formed Barack Obama back in the first part of his presidency. Now I'm running out of time here. He formed the Auto Task Team, led by the crook who was on his way to prison, but he got appointed by the president, Steve Ratner. He ran a hedge fund, and he was in a lot of trouble. And put him over the Auto Task Team. And, the big thing that they wanted to do, well, of course, they went to General Motors, and they went to the Ren Center, and they went up to the CEO's office, Wagner, and they fired him. A president fired a CEO. That's a bunch of bull, folks. And then they put on the drawing board, says, hey, they've got too many dealers. That's their problem. They've got too many dealers. Well, the dealer is the manufacturer's customer. The retail automotive consumer is not General Motors' customer. The dealer is. He's the one that deals with the retail automotive consumer, and he's the one that pushes the product to them. Hey, their big thing was to cut dealers. They said they got too many dealers. That's their problem. And so they come up with this list, and they said, how many of those dealers are Republicans? Says, hey, let's get rid of them. And that's what they did with General Motors and Chrysler dealers. And I'm going to be talking about it next week because, hey, that's what I'm running on. That was un-American. Hey, I'm for America, folks. I'm for the consumers of this country, not the big rats that sit up in those CEO seats. Anyhow, I've run out of time here. I'm Harry Douglas.
Take it.
The opinions you hear on the Business Talk Radio Network are those of the host, callers, and guests, and not necessarily those of this station, Business Talk Radio Network, its management, or advertisers. The information on the Business Talk Radio Network does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Investing involves risks, so please consult a professional before investing. If you have any questions or comments about the Business Talk Radio Network, contact us at 203-323-7300 or at our website, businesstalkradio.net.